I grew up in northern Johnson County, and it was a very, very rural community at that time. It's tobacco farmers mostly. And I was, in 1940, I was in school in micro, and rode the micro high school, and I had ridden the school bus there. And on my way home and got back to my community, we stopped at a neighbor's house, and the house was completely gone. It had been set on or caught on fire that day and burned, and there was 3 children that were getting off the bus there that, you know, there were no telephones back then, so they didn't know their home had burned until that point. So they were left with no physical properties in the world other than their clothes they had on. But the thing that I learned from all that was that people came by, the people in the community came by and gave that family $1, 50 cents, or a quilt, or a bed. Just they came in and contributed, and having the children about my age, I could really associate with them, and I learned that they were happy to receive those gifts from the community, but I began to learn that the people that were giving the gifts seemed to be as happy as the people receiving the gifts. It was just a learning experience for me to see the welcome from the people that were receiving the gifts to those that were giving them. So I learned that and that it was rewarding to share with other people, that was the thing that you should remember in life. In a small community, in a bank, over the last 50 years or so, I have been involved with just about every activity in the communities, and so I learned that to be a banker, you had to help people. The bank depended on people. All my career, I have focused on trying to help the people in the communities that our bank serves. As the time came by and Mr. Holden started talking about a foundation, I became interested in what he was trying to do, and he had talked about that foundation for several years before he really started any activity on it. And his thoughts were, he was looking at different types of foundations. His family had certain foundations that were operable, and Mr. Holding had participated in making grants and so forth. But he was more interested in looking at what people could do for themselves, help themselves. And he recognized that his generation of people had more wealth, and the people born after World War II had more wealth than any other generation in the recorded history of the world. And some trillions and trillions of dollars that were going to change hands. And so he figured that a part of that, he thought that a part of that money, or that wealth, should be preserved to create funds for future generations. He had seen where people were leaving wills that they would, you know, leave enough money to build a fire station or build on to the church, or they would do these activities that were one-time events, and at some point the funds were dissipated. But he wanted to create a foundation and funds that could be accumulated, and the earnings off of those funds go for the benefits, and but the funds themselves would grow into perpetuity and be there forever. His words, I remember, was that he would like for the funds to be invested and the earnings go in perpetuity for the benefit of generations yet unborn. He wanted a foundation that the people could contribute to, and yet they could, the local people in the community could manage the grants, and it could be for the benefit of the community continuously. And in fact, when Mr. Holden began talking about the foundation, and he ultimately decided he wanted to do it, and he called over here one day and said, "I'd like for Fidelity Bank to give $100,000 for the fund to start the foundation." And I said, "Yeah, I'll be glad to take it up with our board director, and we'll send you a check," because he knew he wasn't going to refuse him. The concept would work good in these counties that had no foundations, no way for the people to save for the future. Mr. Holden's vision was to create a situation where people could freely participate in growing the foundation, and the same people could participate in issuing the grants to whatever cause they thought was necessary. And that people that participate in growing a foundation have more concern for the community and make the community such a better place. I mean, it's not just money that Mr. Holden was thinking about. It was creating a desire for people to improve their own welfare. Well, the big challenge is identifying the people that really are concerned and really see the value of the foundation and are really willing to put their own funds up to help make it work. It's gratifying just to see people saving their money. You know, I mean, I enjoy seeing kids get scholarships that maybe wouldn't have gotten scholarships before, but I enjoy seeing the attitude of the community be such that we are doing something for this community. Mr. Holden's own thoughts were that, you know, we need to do something for ourselves. We don't need to depend on governments to do everything we want to do in the community. We need to save and invest for the future. We're all here to help to improve the quality of life for everyone in the future in North Carolina. Philanthropy is just helping others. It's working to help others. I think you should share what you have. There are people around you that need help, and I think philanthropy, through philanthropy, you can help. You can help through, you know, foundations, or you can help through churches, or you can. There's many ways that you can help. Philanthropy is doing what you can to benefit other people. The North Carolina Community Foundation helps contribute to a state of generosity.